What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're back at Insurance Auto Auctions for another walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. So I keep hearing from so many other YouTubers that there's no cheap cars around. There's nothing left. There's no cheap cars for anybody because the economy is going crazy and the car market is crashing and all cheap cars are just being bought up left and right and there's nothing left to be found. Well, I'm here to tell you I disagree, and I came out here to kind of prove that point today. Here we have a Ford Fiesta. What year is it? Probably, I think it's a 2014. Yeah, it's a little older, and of course it's got some hail damage, but look at it. It's actually a pretty clean car for what it is, a Ford Fiesta. I love this green, kind of a lime green, and it transitions as you walk around it in the sun. It's got a pearl tint to it. It's hail damaged, but it's got 4 good tires, sitting right around 100,000 miles. And to get in this thing and safely drive it, about the only thing that I can see you would need is a windshield. The windshield took some pretty gnarly damage. The rest of the car honestly doesn't look that bad. This is a car that would retail for around $6,000, probably about $5,500, $5,600. And here it is for $1,200. The best part, it currently shows it has a clean title, not salvaged, not rebuilt, a clean title. Take a look at this. Yeah, it's a small car, a subcompact car, but it's clean inside and out. And with 100,000 miles on it, if this was a car that somebody had been neglecting or not taking care of, believe me, you would be seeing the proof in the pudding here, looking at the body and interior. And this car looks like somebody actually really loved it. And that's not something you find very often on a Ford Fiesta. People tend to take these subcompact cars and they run them into the ground. Does it even have power? It does not. Nothing ever has power out here, guys, so I'm not surprised about that. We'll pop the hood. Let's see what options we've got. I mean, we've got this little infotainment center, very tiny. So this is probably like a really, really base model car. Lots of buttons for the infotainment. Down here, you've got a pretty basic heat and air conditioning system. You do have heated seats, which is nice. You do have cruise control, and it looks like voice commands. You can speak to the car and tell it what to do. Auto headlamps, nice. Instrument cluster dimmer. Power windows, power locks. Does it have key fobs? Yes, the keys are the key fobs, as you can see. No remote start, but it does have an automatic transmission. That's probably a bad thing when it comes to Ford. I don't know. Tires are Firestones, and overall the car looks really, really good. You take the stickers off, you clean it up, throw some tire shine on this thing, you got yourself a pretty decent little car. In fact, I think I'm going to bid on this because I am on a mission to prove that cheap cars still exist. You can still find good, reliable, dependable, low mileage, cheap cars for cash. Wait a minute. Hold on. This doesn't run, does it? This is about to refute everything that I just said. I just said it. I was under the assumption it runs and drives. It does not say. I didn't even realize that. It doesn't say. But here's something concerning. Look at all this dead matter. This looks like a car that sat under a tree for a long time. And then when you get in here, there's water bottles in the engine bay. There's a straw and a cup lid. Oh man. There's what appears to be a vacuum leak. Oh yeah, that should have gone right there. What's going on with this? Engine oil looks good. The coolant appears to be full. Brake fluid is full. I doubt there's a transmission dipstick on this. Let's throw a jump on it and see what it does. But yeah, not gonna lie, I set out to prove that you could get yourself a reliable car for cheap, and I may have just proven everyone else's point. I suppose it's moment of truth time. I'm really worried about this one now. Well, the gas tank doesn't look like it's been sitting for a long time. Surely it's gonna run. It'll run. It'll run. Oh, what? What is that? What is that noise? What is that? Okay. Great. Come on. I'm thinking this does not run. I was really excited about this too. I was going to buy this. Come on. No. What? Stop with all of this, will you? Come on. It sounds like it cranks fine. One thing that I'm noticing though is if you look down at the fuel gauge, it's in the red, but it claims that it still has gas. It says right here 3 miles to empty. Nah, she's not gonna start. Well, okay, so could it just be out of gas? I mean, could it be that simple? Let's shake it. I hear nothing in the gas tank. Nothing at all. All right, well, normally I would pull the Schrader valve off of the fuel rail assembly and just give it a little poke. And if fuel squirts out of it, then we know it's getting fuel. If fuel does not squirt out of it, then we know that, you know, it's probably just a fuel-related issue, maybe even just a fuel pump. The fact that it's so out of gas and I'm seeing all of this dead stuff really does kind of concern me. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm interested in this car because I think this will run. I do. This looks like a timing belt motor. Also, that's a little concerning with 105,000 miles. I don't see a sticker for a timing belt being done. So we could have low compression, we could have a bent valve, timing could have jumped 2, 3, 4 teeth. It doesn't sound like the belt is broken. It's not spinning fast enough for the belt to be broken. Or it could just be that it's out of gas. I don't know, but here's what I do know. I think it would make a great vehicle for content. See if we can get it running, maybe even driving. And if we can get it for cheap and we can get it running and driving, then there's proof that you can find a decent car today in this crazy market for a relatively cheap price, although you might have to do a little bit of work on it yourself to get it running. You can still find something decent. Here's another example, a 2009 GMC Yukon. This is $1,000 right now. It's a run and drive. It's listed as hail damage, and I do see the hail damage. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's not that bad. It's really not. This vehicle actually looks pretty good. It's an SLT model. Looks like it's got leather interior, a few bumps and bruises and scrapes to be expected from something from 2009, but honestly, $1,000. It's got a sunroof. It's got brand new Michelin tires all the way around. This is another example of something that looks like it was well cared for, and it also still carries a clean and clear title. It's got the backup sensors. This thing is actually really nice, guys. I think I might bid on this one too. Look at this. Look at this interior. And of course, DVD players up top. You've got front and rear heat and air conditioning. Looks like you've got plenty of storage room in the back there. This is, and it's got power. Oh, you already know I'm bidding on this. This one's absolutely going to happen. And the windshield, although cracked, doesn't look like it's destroyed. I think you could get away with using this windshield for quite a while. Let's take a look at the door panel. Normally, these will show heavy wear. This one looks almost perfect. The seats typically fall apart in these. As you can see, the seat in this, it's in excellent shape. This is in really, really good condition, guys. Let's see if it'll run. Fired right up. Immediately we are greeted with a service tire pressure monitor light. It also has a full tank of gas. Do you know how much that costs? This thing has a full tank of gas? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Full. That's got to be over 20 gallons of gas. Oil pressure is good. Battery voltage is good. Let's try out the air conditioning. I heard the compressor kick on. Of course the air conditioning works. You've got OnStar right here. Really nice. You got your sunroof up here. Yeah, AC is ice cold. Important window works. Less important window works. This is 4-wheel drive. Let's try it out. Put it in 4 high. And there it is. It went right into 4 high, just like it's supposed to. Put it back in 2-wheel drive. And it shifted back into 2-wheel drive. Automatic headlights. You've got your dome light cancel. You've got heated seats. Nice. This is... And somebody was taking care of it. Looks like they had an oil change due. 7 of 23 at 170,000 miles. I'm curious to see how many miles it has. 171,351 miles is what it's got on the dash. So it's got a little bit of miles. But that AC is ice cold. I'll be honest with you. I would take this over the Escalade that I've got all day. All day, every day over the Escalade. This thing is nice. The hood strut works. Looks like you had some critters in here. This happens when these vehicles end up being parked at, whether it's body shops or insurance lots or whatever. They get parked for quite a while, sometimes many, many months at a time. And you get critters in here that like to eat the insulation and sometimes the wiring. But this thing runs like a top. Take a look down in here. Look at this engine. There's no oil, no leaks. This thing runs perfect. Absolutely perfect. The only fluid I'm really concerned about on these is the trans. We'll go ahead and just take a quick peek. Obviously this is a 5.3. Trans fluid is a little brownish, but not bad. It's supposed to be pink. It's supposed to look pink or red. This one's a tad bit brown. I'd say it's definitely due for a transmission service, but I wouldn't be concerned about it one bit. This is one that I'll bet we could get at a decent price. In fact, I think I'm gonna hop in it right now. Does this not have 3rd row? I don't think it does. Let's see if this works. Does this not open itself? Thought it was supposed to. Guess not. Okay, that's fine. We can do it ourselves. Okay, so it is supposed to have 3rd row, but somebody took them out. So that sucks. You do want to have the 3rd row seats, but I mean, it's fine. You can find those at a junkyard, probably for not very much money. It's a flex fuel E85 vehicle, which is nice. Some people prefer to put the E85 in. I don't. I think it's a waste of money. But yeah, this thing is nice. So I decided I'm going to throw a quick pre-bid on it. Auction is tomorrow. It's sitting at $1,025. I'm going to bid $1,500 because I think that's unbelievably cheap. Unbelievably cheap. Are we going to win it? We are. We are winning, as you can see right there, hopefully. Winning it for $1,125. Are you kidding me? And you're telling me there are not any cheap cars left out here today? You just have to get up off your rump and look for them. They still exist. You just gotta go find them. Now, this is one that's not gonna be for everybody, but again, we're talking about cheap cars that apparently don't exist. Here's a 99 Toyota Camry XLE. That means it's fully loaded, V6 sunroof, leather interior. It's sitting at $300 right now, $300. Now, it's got 195,000 miles on the odometer. It does have a little bit of body damage, but it is still a clean and clear title. We have brand new tires. They're Century tires, front and back. Brand new tires. The paint actually looks pretty dang good. It's a decent looking car, at least so far on the outside. Now, if you've missed the damage, I'm going to take you back around and show it to you so that you understand exactly what we're looking at here. But a Camry? These are some of the most reliable cars ever built, ladies and gentlemen. So the damage looks to be right here. The mirror. Looks like, yeah, the mirror is broken. Oh no, whatever will we do? It's got a little bit of body damage here on the front end. You can see the fender took a beating. The door looks like it had previous repair work. There's Bondo literally cracking on this right here, and over here too. There's a lot of Bondo cracking. So this car had been touched up before. So here's what we're talking about. We're talking about if you really wanted to fix the car, if that was important to you to have it perfect, which for $300, I will drive it with dents. I'm not going to fix anything other than the mirror. Replace the fender. How much is that going to cost you? 50 bucks? Replace the door, because obviously it's got previous work and you don't want a Bondo door on your car. If you can find one, if you're lucky, from a salvage yard, you could probably spend maybe $150 on the door, $50 on the fender. You've got 200 bucks in the car, and hopefully the door comes with a mirror. All right, $200, and you've got yourself a $500 Camry XLE V6. Let's take a look at the interior, because who knows, the interior may be completely ragged out on this, and it may be something you wouldn't want to drive. Let's take a quick peek. I don't know about you, but the interior actually looks really good so far. But let's get to the front, because the front's where it's always going to be the most damaged. Okay, it's got some cracking in the leather. Not ripped. This is not bad at all. Dashboard is intact. Door panel actually looks relatively good. Looks like some of the materials come out just a little bit, but I mean, that's not really a big deal, is it? And it looks like the thing even has power. Are you kidding me? It's got juice. Well, let's see. Will it start? It will. Somebody's already got the AC kicked up in it. Radio works. There you go. It started right up. There's not even a check engine light on the dash. 195,984 miles. Air conditioning is ice cold. It runs perfect. It smells good in here. There's your ashtray that doesn't look like it's ever been used. Cigarette lighter. It's okay. Someone smoked in here once. Glove box. I thought it was going to be one of those that doesn't close, but it does. Really. Sunroof. Yes. You got your temperature right here. Steering feels great. I mean, this thing is... Brakes feel good. Reverse. Yes. Forward. Yes. And what more do you want? Important window works. Less important window works. Let's pop the trunk. And let's pop the hood. All day, guys. All day. I wouldn't fix it. I would not waste the time or the money fixing it. It's a beater car. And quite honestly, as far as beater cars are concerned, economical, cheap, reliable beater cars, you can't beat this. You can't beat this. If you think you can, drop me a link below to something that is better for less money. I don't think you're going to find it. So the question is, am I just this lucky? Do I just have all the luck and nobody else does? Of course not. Obviously, that's not the case. I go out here every week and I scrounge these lots for cars. I spend countless hours looking around online so I can find videos for you guys to enjoy. Well, it just so happens my videos are about cars. So I spend a lot of time researching to find the vehicles that are going to be the best bang for the buck. Not just for you guys, but for me as well. It has nothing to do with luck. I spend the time out here looking for the right cars. And I'm telling you, if you would go out and spend that same kind of time looking for cars, you too could find really cheap, great vehicles that you can use as beaters, drive around in cash cars, and save your money. Now, if you think I'm going to sit here and let this car go for $300, it's not going to happen on my watch, guys. So let's put in a bid. What do you guys think? I'm thinking $1,000. That's what I'm feeling on this one. Let's do it. There we go. And we're winning it for $300. Well, that's hard to see, isn't it? Anyway, we're winning it for $375 for a '99 Camry with cold air conditioning and a clean title. You're not going to beat that. Some of you may remember this Coleman camper that I was bidding on, and I was winning it, and it went way too much for my taste, guys. I had so many of you warning me that the delaminating on the front here was a sign of water intrusion and that there could be severe mold or mildew in this trailer. So I opted to bow out around $4,800. It went for over $5 grand, and they refused to sell it. They wouldn't let it go, and I'm sorry, $5,000 for an unknown? That's too much for me. I can't, no, I can't justify that. But here's something I can justify. Here's another example. Sitting right across from the Camry is a 2012 Mazda 3, 161,000 miles on the odometer. It's supposed to be a run and drive. It is a hail-damaged car. Guys, this is another example of a cheap car that you can get that will probably be reliable and get you many, many miles without too many problems. The tires are in relatively decent shape. The fronts look to have about 45–50% tread. The backs look like they're practically new. Michelin on the back and Michelin on the front. It looks like they didn't rotate the tires very well. While the hail damage is relatively significant, it's an older car. So is it really that big of a deal? I don't think so. I really don't. The windshield's been taped up, so I'm assuming there's considerable damage to the windshield. What's that going to cost you? Around here, for me, I can take it to Los Primos Auto Glass, and they'll throw a windshield in this for like 150 bucks, guys. So not a big deal. Interior looks pretty clean so far. And how about up here? That looks clean here as well. Dash is intact. It's very nice. It's an automatic. This is honestly a pretty decent car. Now the windshield is completely destroyed, as I expected. I don't know if that's even coming out on camera, but yeah, the windshield is destroyed. I wouldn't recommend trying to drive this until you get that window replaced. And the front tires are kind of dry rotted. So I'd anticipate probably front tires as well. A few dings in the bumper, a lot of hail dings, but again, it's a cheap car. That's the theme of this video, is cheap, economical cars that you can find if you take the time to really get out and look for these. They exist, guys. They're everywhere. I think this car right now is sitting at, oh, it's dead as a doornail. So this car is sitting at $0. $0, auctions tomorrow. Not a single person bidding on it. Are you kidding me? You think I care about a busted windshield? I don't care. Like, I really don't care. You got a nice little infotainment display and information center up there. You've got a nice instrument cluster right here. Let's go ahead and fire it up if it'll run. Fired right up. Let's see what warning lights come on the dash. Let's see what we're greeted with immediately. Quite a few, actually. Quite a few. All right, okay. Well, once we turn that off, it gets a little better. On this side, we have a TPMS warning light, and on this side, we have an airbag light. Is it the end of the world? Probably not. Airbag's important, absolutely, but when we're talking about cheap cars, you know, I'm going to expect that there's going to be some problems, guys. This is an interesting center stack here. You've got your tune, seek, up and down, scan, folders, CD player, then your different modes, satellite radio, and all of that stuff. It's kind of bizarre, but your radio screen is actually way up there. Your miles per gallon and everything are there, and then you've got everything else here in the center. The steering wheel, kind of bizarre as well. Cruise control, volume, and phone stuff here. You've got your cruise set over here, so cruise takes up both sides. Then you've got scrolling info. I don't know. It's definitely a strange layout, but again, it's a cheap car that nobody's bidding on. Tinted windows. Important window works. Less important window works. Steering feels good. Does it go into gear? Brakes feel good too. There's drive. It goes forwards. Brakes feel great. It goes backwards. No backup camera or anything like that. It's just a cheap car. It's a cheap old car. And the air conditioning, by the way, since I forgot to mention, the AC is ice cold. Why somebody's got everything closed off, I don't know, but the car actually smells decent. You got a little storage compartment there. It looks like you got some cup holders right here. Look, you're getting money back as soon as you buy this car. There's a 12mm wrench and some more money in there. No books. Should we pop the trunk? Let's pop the trunk. Let's check the radio. Yeah, this is a decent little car. How many keys we got? We got one key. Does it rev? It does. It's definitely out of gas, and it's probably been sitting a while. It sounds fine. Probably needs a battery. I'd bet money that you're going to need to put a battery in it. Put some fresh gas in it. This is another good one. At least I think. Well, you got some floor mats covered in dog hair. A good cleaning would take this car a long way. This is an easy one for me, guys. Easy. There are people out there that really need a car. There's a lot of people that need cars. They're desperate for cars, and they just can't find them cheap. Why? I'm not sure. Maybe it's because they're not looking in the right places. Now, in some states, going to places like IAA and other salvage auctions is not an option without a broker, so you end up having to pay for the car, then you pay the auction fees, and you got to pay broker's fees, and it can really start adding up over time, and I absolutely understand that. But in the majority of states in this country, the general public has access to the same cars that you see me looking at. Oklahoma is a perfect example. All of the vehicles I'm looking at out here today, you can look at too and bid on and buy. Most of you. Some of you have restrictions, obviously, because of your own states, but the majority of what I'm looking at is available to the majority of you watching the video here in the United States of America. So, you know, I got to put a bid. I'm going to put $500 on it. I don't expect that I'll win this for $500, but I mean, nobody's bidding on it. Nobody, like nobody. It's just me. So right there, $25. My max bid is $500. If I win it, great. If I don't really care. There's plenty of other cars out here. And you also got to be careful when you're using IAA's app, because let's say I bid $1,000, which is what I wanted to bid. I wanted to put $1,000 on this, but if I can get it cheaper, I want it for cheaper. If the bids cap out at $500, all right, and I had bid $1,000, IAA will automatically increase your bid to the maximum that you offered. So even if the bids die out at $500 and you win the car for $500, that's not what's going to happen. Your bid is going to automatically increase to $1,000 to your maximum bid. So here's what I recommend. I recommend only bidding what you need to win the car, which means you probably, instead of pre-bidding, you should be watching the live auction and live bidding. That way you only bid as much as you need to win the car. Just a little bit of inside information for you there, guys. If you want to save some money, definitely better to bid on the live auction and bid incrementally rather than pre-bid and put a big number there, because you could end up spending all of that. So there you go. Are there still cheap, reliable, economical cars out there for sale? Yes, there absolutely are. Now, can I guarantee you that if you buy one of these cars, they're all going to run and drive flawlessly off the lot? Obviously not. You're taking a risk. That's why a lot of these cars are as cheap as they are, because you don't know exactly what you're getting. But here's what I'm out to do. I'm out to buy every one of the cars that I showed you in this video. I'm going to try to buy all of them. I'm going to have them all sent down to AR headquarters, and we're going to find out for ourselves how many out of all the cars that I'm bidding on, if I can win them for a reasonable price, how many of these are actually decent, reliable cars, because I am on a mission to prove that there are still cheap, decent cars for sale in this economy, and that a lot of people are making videos on YouTube just to scare people and get views. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. I work hard making these videos for you. I spend countless hours walking the lots and looking online trying to find cars to bring to you guys on the channel. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Drop your comments down below. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.